Okay, today is November 9th, Saturday. It's about 9 o'clock. It's a great day. I'm going to do the second test on the Sonex.
Dynon Sky View.
Did a few things between the last time I flew and now. Namely, I adjusted the Dynon. I was getting some inconsistent readings, and my GPS was kind of cutting in and out. So I made some changes in the Dynon programming, updated it, checked out the engine installation, sealed up a few holes in the cooling baffles that I'm expecting to make some changes to the hot number 3 cylinder, which is...
Skyhawk 7902 November is on the go. Springs East, Skyhawk 7902 November is crosswind for touch goes on 35 right.
Okay, it looks like we're taking off to the north. So I adjusted the screen layout. Can't see it real well on the camera, but
Springs East, Skyhawk 7902 is turning downwind for touch and goes 35 right, Springs East.
anyway, the CHT and EGTs were down here, and they were just really hard to see, so I moved them up a little higher, made them a little easier. Everything else was looking pretty good. I've gone in and calibrated some stuff. I'm going to need to do some in-air calibration of the AHRS, and at some point I'm going to have to do a compass calibration as well. It looks like it's about 10 degrees off. So the goals for this flight are to verify engine operation, going to check and see how my cylinder head temps are doing, and then just orbit the field, looking for, you know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 minutes to an hour or so. I put 10 gallons in it. I'm using the Dynon.
Skyhawk 7902 November is turning base for runway 35 right, touch go, Springs East.
Using the Dynon fuel flow with the Red Cube transducer. I don't have a direct measurement in here. So each time you got to tell the computer how much gas is in the tank, and then it'll keep track of how much you burned. Only got one flight on it, so it's a little too early to say whether it's accurate or not.
02 November, turning final for 35 left, touch and go.
Well, there's not a lot of wind, but it looks like the wind, like it's kind of shifting around just a bit. Keep an eye on it. Maybe later the wind will pick up to a little more steady, and we'll have to figure out which way that is. Because just since I've been here, it's swung through about a 100-degree arc. I don't even see the grass rippling though, so at this point it's not a big deal. Made some adjustments to the sensitivity in the V6 comm radio. I lowered the mic sensitivity.
Changing the pattern to the south. We're going to change runways 17 at Springs East.
Well, it looks like he decided to flip it around. That's the way the tetrahedron is showing. Which is good. It's less confusing. Probably saw me taxiing out and decided that he didn't want to create problems, which I appreciate. Anyway, I lowered the mic sensitivity, so hopefully the the engine noise once I get up in the air.
0902 November's on a right cross from 35. We're going to do a teardrop back to the base for 17. Springs east.
So hopefully the mic won't open up just due to ambient noise. If it does, I'll lower the sensitivity on the mic a little bit more. I'm still not real happy with the way this headset, this is an older Lightspeed headset, when I listen to myself talking, it comes out really modulated and kind of mechanical. It doesn't sound quite as bad on the video as it does in my own headset, but I think I'm going to have to find a different headset.
Traffic, Skyhawk 79 Delta November is entering a left base for 17 right, Springs east.
Springs East, Skyhawk 7902 is left base for 17 right, Springs East.
I'm real happy with the way my hydraulic brakes are working out. Braking power and feel seems real good. It's real easy to modulate with just fingertip pressure. Pull it back, lock it in the detent. I can do a full power run up. As I gain more experience, I'll be able to give an opinion on whether...
79 Delta November is turning final, 17 right, touch and go, Springs east.
Be able to give an opinion on whether I think it's likely, if I get on the brakes too hard, if it'll stand it up on its nose. But right now, so far so good. Very pleased. Alright, canopy's locked, seatbelt's down, headset, trim is set, flaps are up, there's going to be no flaps takeoff. We're on alternator, avionics are on, everything else is set. Engine temps all look good. Number 3 is a little bit low right now. So it might be... We'll see what it does. I think we're ready to fly. Go over here and do a quick run up.
Springs East, Skyhawk 7902 November is on the go.
All right, looking for about 1700.
November is left cross, spring east.
All right. Number 3's behaving, it's just a little lagging. All right, I think we're ready to go here. Springs East traffic, experimental Sonex 604 Charlie Mike. We'll be departing 17 right, Springs East, staying close to the pattern, orbiting the field at 2500, doing a flight test, Springs East. Alright, mixture full rich, and here we go.
Springs East Skyhawk 7902 November, turning base for 17 right, Springs East.
All indications are good. Engine is running strong. A little bit high RPMs. I'm at 3450. I'm going to power back just a hair. There's 3350.
Springs East Skyhawk.
And I'm climbing out at about 68, 60. Yeah, about 68. I'm at full volume on my headset, and I think I'm going to have to do something to increase the volume. Maybe take those resistors out or something. I think that's why I'm not having good volume. Alright, engine is looking great. Number 3 is pretty much in line with all the other cylinders now. Gonna bring the power back just a hair under 3,300. I'm at 3280 right now. Something I noticed on the first test flight also, at full power, climbing out, I hit close to 3,500, which is over the maximum RPM that Jabiru calls for. So I may have to just keep an eye on that and throttle back.
Springs East Skyhawk 7902 November is on the go from 17 right, Springs East.
Or maybe change to a little bit more pitch in the front.
7902 November is departing the pattern to the south, Springs East. Have a nice day.
once again, number 3 is running the hottest. It looks like maybe that seal did help, but may not have completely solved the problem. I'm going to bring the power back a little bit and see if I can get it to cool down. Maybe speed up a little bit of vibration. The temps are coming down slow. Coming down about a degree, maybe a half a degree a second.
Lyman traffic, 1242 Alpha Delta is 2 miles to the west, the over Lyman, entering a left downwind, runway 16, Lyman.
EGTs are looking good. They're all in the low to mid 12s. CHDs are good. My coldest one is 178. My hottest one is that number 3 at 330. And everything else is in the low to mid 2s, 210, 230. Looks like I need to clean my front windscreen again. Now that I get up here in this light, I can see a little bit of streaking from my last clean job. Alright, everything seems to be pretty steady. Engine temps are good. They're pretty well stabilized. RPM, I'm sitting at about 3,200 RPM. I got the mixture pulled back about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm seeing 118, 117. I'm at 8660, which if I set this right, density altitude is about 9,500. Showing a ground speed of 140. Gonna have to experiment with that in-air calibration. I see the AOA, but I don't see anything else. Looks like I need to dial in. A little bit more pitch correction on the ARs.
Lyman traffic, wind.
I'm at about 2.5 degrees.
Turning left, runway 16. Headed
nose down right now. So I think I need to take out some of that negative. Let's go back in and do that. Oh, that looks pretty good.
Lyman traffic, wind 242 Alpha Delta, left downwind, Lyman traffic.
Well, I'm here in Lyman, and that's, I don't know, 50, 60 miles away. That's a good sign. It was the first chance I've actually had to fly with the larger acro ailerons. You know, my last plane had the short ailerons, so they had a real nice, light, responsive feel. These ones, flying around the pattern, have a slightly heavier feel. Takes just a little bit more pressure, you know, around. Still, again, very light, easy, very precise, but a little bit more pressure. Feel very well harmonized with the elevator. I don't run the elevator bungee. I have found through testing that the bungee actually makes the elevator feel more pitch sensitive. Taking the bungee out has the effect of putting in an elevator downspring just due to the effect of gravity, and that actually has a stabilizing effect on the elevator feel. So in the current configuration, controls are very well harmonized. The slip ball is about 3/4 of a ball to the right, so I need a few pounds of right rudder pressure to bring the ball back into the middle. Everything's looking good. I got 64 PSI on the oil pressure and 152 on the temp. That's a bit low. I may have to experiment with taping up the air inlet to raise those temperatures. It is, you know, it's November. It's a little bit brisk out here. Outside air temp is listed at 44 degrees. So I definitely do not seem to have an oil temperature problem. Well, it looks like I'm getting GPS data. I'm showing winds.
Mobile tethered aerostat may be operating east of the field, surface to 500 feet.
Meadow Lake Airport. Automated weather observation. 1627 Zulu. Weather. Wind 160 at 6. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 10 Celsius. Dew point -6. Altimeter 3024.
Caution, gliders operate in the vicinity of the airport, surface to 18,000. Launch and recovery operations are conducted from the west side of the airport from the new turf landing area southwest of runway 1533. Listen for traffic on 122.7. Powered paraglider operations and mobile tethered aerostat may be operating east of the field, surface to 500 feet.
Meadow Lake Airport. Automated weather observation. 1628 Zulu. Weather. Wind 170 at 6. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 10 Celsius. Dew point -10
Celsius.
3024.
Caution, gliders operate in the vicinity of the airport, surface to 18,000. Launch and recovery operations are conducted from the west side of the airport from the new turf landing area southwest of runway 1533. Listen for traffic on 122.7. Powered paraglider operations and mobile tethered aerostat may be operating east of the field, surface to 500 feet.
Meadow Lake Airport. Automated weather observation. 1629 Zulu. Weather. Wind 180 at 6. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 10 Celsius. Dew point -6. Altimeter 3024.
Caution, gliders operate in the vicinity of the airport, surface to 18,000. Launch and recovery operations are conducted from the west side of the airport from the new turf landing area southwest of runway 1533. Listen for traffic on 122.7. Powered paraglider operations and mobile tethered aerostat may be operating east of the field, surface to 500 feet.
Rally 01, make right close traffic.
Right close traffic, Rally 01.
That's 02 November, your traffic follows just off your right side now, joining final.
02 November is looking for that traffic.
Sounds like the RV guys up in Lyman.
Return base, runway 17 right, cleared touch and go, number 2, wind 1806.
02 November, turning base.
Practicing their formation.
Listen for X-ray uniform, overfly runway 17 right on the upwind, I will call you crosswind.
For X-ray uniform, overfly 17 right, you'll call the crosswind.
Spring Tower Rally 01, if possible, we'd like to do a short approach to power up 180 at midfield.
Rally 01, unable.
Unable, Rally 01.
Tapo 549, runway 31, cleared to land.
549, yeah, 549.
That's 4 Delta Whiskey, follow Cessna 2 mile final port and sight.
No, that's not Lyman.
Traffic effect 74 Delta Whiskey.
That's 4 Delta Whiskey, follow traffic, runway 17 right, clear touch and go, number 2.
That was, yeah, that might have been Springs, the downtown airport. Dialed that up So, according to the fuel flow, at 32 and change, 3220, 3250, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's burning 6.6 gallons per hour. I've got it leaned out about 3/4 of an inch. But temperature-wise, it's good. I'm in the mid-12s. I could probably go another 100 degrees and maybe further reduce that fuel flow. I won't do that for a bit yet before I start experimenting with leaning. Bottom line is the engine is set very close for full throttle operations. So I don't want to be too quick to start leaning things out or adjusting the carb.
Surface to 500 feet. Meadow Lake Airport. Automated weather observation 1633.
Standard traffic running 3407 X-ray 5 miles northeast. The left base for runway 12, long 956.
Need to get my stick boots made, and I'm getting a lot of cold air coming from underneath the seat. Not so much coming down from the wing root area, but I'm getting blasted from underneath on the seat. That's going to be colder here this winter. Going to have to get that sorted out. I got my altimeter, my transponder sorted out on the Dynon. You have to configure it on the Dynon network. Then you have to program in the tail number and get on the FAA website and get your hexadecimal identifier and then program that into the Dynon as well. If you don't do both of those, then it will not come out of standby. I noticed that in the last flight. I could not bring it out of standby. Didn't realize that it needed both the hex and the tail number. So I had to crack open the manual and figure that out. But it has an automatic switching mode that you can enable where it detects through a combination of factors whether you're on the ground or you're flying and automatically switches to altitude. And that's what I've got set. So I didn't note the point at which it switched, but I'm up flying now and it's set to alt. Test. I lowered the VOGAT a little bit. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Raise it. And I don't know if that's going to do anything either. I don't know. Go back to where I was. And then the V6 has an additional filter. Maybe that's why I'm getting sudden distorted mic sounds. Oh, that's the bandpass filter. I do hear a little more background noise. It doesn't change the sound of the mic, so I'm guessing that's not it. Gonna have to turn that back on. Yeah, that definitely sounds better with it on. When I tried the kids headset, it sounded just fine. So I think it's this light speed. I'm going to have to ask around and see if anybody has had problems with the V6 and older light speed passive headsets. Well, all the engine temps are very steady. Haven't seen a whole lot of fluctuation. Again, low 200s, and number 3 is at 320. EGTs are all in the mid-12s. There's one cylinder in the high 11s. As I look at the flaps, the right-hand flap is even with the aileron, and the left-hand flap is drooped down maybe 1/4 of an inch. Gonna have to check my rigging. Don't really feel a whole lot, but maybe that's why I need a little bit of right rudder. I could be getting a little bit of drag on that left wing. I don't know if I believe that ball indication. Just using some senses, when I center the ball, I don't feel like I'm flying straight. That could be a sensation from flying cross for the last 20 minutes.
2 the wind speed on a 3 mile final for runway 12. Stay there.
Sounds like somebody's keying their mic. Well, it looks like I've been creeping up higher and higher. I'm on almost 10,000 now. Downwind, I'm going to try some gentle Dutch rolls just to tease out if there's anything odd going on. I don't expect there to be.
Springs East Rally 01 at 9,000 feet overhead. Be practicing a go-around and emergency descent. Springs East.
Oh, somebody's making an emergency descent. Traffic calling Springs East. This is experimental Sonex 604 Charlie Mike. I am overhead circling at 10,000. I'll be watching for you and stay out of your way.
Okay, Rally 01, appreciate that. Right now we're at the 9,000. Going to be doing the emergency descent and go around, same climbing back up to 9 again.
Okay, I'm going to stay up there. I'll stay out of your way.
Okay, thank you.
Springs East traffic, Skyline 76 Charlie November, 5 miles to the south will be entry on a left downwind for runway 17 right, full stop Springs East.
Springs East traffic, rally 01 is slightly northeast of the airfield at 7,900, practicing the simulated engine failure and go around Springs East.
Should be behind me, coming in from off my right.
East traffic, rally 01 is on left final for runway 17 for a missed approach. Simulated engine failure, Springs East.
And Springs East traffic, Skyline 76 Charlie November is entry on a left downwind this time, runway 17, full stop.
Springs East traffic, rally 01's on the short final for runway 17 for a missed approach, Springs East.
Man, I don't see either of those guys. Oh, there we go. That guy's high. You can get it down and stop, but it's going to be at least halfway down the runway. And there's the guy on downwind, just opposite the numbers. And the Mr. First guy is up and flying.
And Springs East traffic, Skyline 76 Charlie November, left base, runway 17, full stop, Springs East.
Springs East rally 01, climbing back up on the upwind. We're going to be doing climbing to 9,000 to do another rapid descent and a missed approach. Springs East.
Alright, I got almost an hour on the clock. I think it's time to start easing on down and bring this guy in. Charlie Mike. 20 miles southeast, we'll be entering downwind for 17, going to be making a full stop landing. Springs east.
Springs East traffic, Rally 01 is overhead at 8,500, slightly northeast, and going to be practicing a rapid descent and a missed approach for 17, Springs East. Springs East traffic, Rally 01, practicing a rapid descent and a missed approach, Springs East.
Springs East, Rally 01's on left base for a missed approach, runway 17. Springs East.
Springs East traffic, Sonex 604 Charlie Mike, downwind for 17, number 2.
Springs East, Rally 01's on the upwind for runway 17, departing to the north, Springs East.
Springs East traffic, Sonex 604 Charlie Mike, turning final 17 Springs East, full stop. bit exciting. As I reached for the brake lever, I got a little bit of a swerve and was a little late correcting. But by the time I did, I'd gone off into the grass alongside the pavement.
Dine on Sky.
Doesn't seem to have caused any real grief, but never really like it when that happens. Alright, that's right around an hour. I'd say that was highly successful. It's a good number 2 flight.